Hello, and welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm at the Ross Park Zoo with Melissa. Hello.
Michael.
I see out here that we have a possum.
It is. This is a Virginia opossum, and his name is George.
Where can you find these possums?
So these guys are actually native to the United States, and you can find them all over the place. They have adapted very well to human habitation, so they're found in people's backyards, garbage dumps, pretty much everywhere you find humans, you can find these guys.
Not just Virginia.
Yeah, not just Virginia, exactly.
What do these possums eat? And what kind of stuff do you think in here?
So possums in the wild are pretty much garbage cans. They will eat anything and everything. They're definitely omnivores. Here we try to restrict his diet a little bit. They have the tendency to overeat, so they can get really fat in captivity. So we give him things like fruits and veggies, as well as more like what you'd almost feed your dog, kind of like in a biscuit style. Oh my goodness.
This guy seems very hyper.
He is very active. He's ready to play and explore and see what the world has to offer. Ooh, big yawn.
Are these possums nocturnal?
So possums generally are nocturnal, although it's not uncommon to see them, awake during the daytime.
Like this guy.
It's totally normal. So, people sometimes are afraid if they see an animal that normally would be nocturnal awake during the day. It's okay to see them during the daytime.
Like this guy, he just wants to go out.
Yep, he's ready to explore.
What does he use these claws for?
So they are, not only are they terrestrial, ground dwelling, they're also arboreal, which means they live in trees. They like to climb a lot. So his claws are really useful for climbing. And he also has, if you notice, he has almost like a thumb on his front, front feet that allow him to grasp things, while he's eating things.
I noticed that he's been grasping onto your arm and your wrist with this prehensile tail.
Yeah, so his tail's semi-prehensile. They can't, as adults, they can't just hang from their tail. Like some people think they sleep hanging upside down from their tail. They can't. They just use it as kind of an extra little grip while they're climbing in the trees. Come here, George.
So it's kind of like a fifth limb.
Yeah, exactly, like a fifth limb. It just gives him extra support while he's climbing through the trees.
What kind of environment do these possums usually live in? You said like the trees, so do they prefer any specific trees?
Yeah, trees. But they can actually be found anywhere, not just trees. They do like to be around trees so they have some place to climb and be safe. But like I mentioned, they can be found around humans and everything. So cities, towns, you name it, they're there.
This guy really needs to see the world. Like he just really wants to.
Yep. Exploring George.
What does he use his teeth? Like this is hunting.
So these guys can be pretty aggressive. So they can hunt. They're not too terribly fast though. So their prey has to be somewhat slow moving. But they actually hold the record for the most teeth of any other land mammal. They have 50 teeth in their mouth. Which is a lot. And they're all pretty sharp as well.
That is not something to look forward to when you're messing around with one in the wild.
Nope, definitely not. Definitely not. And if they ever feel threatened, they do two things. If they feel threatened, they'll either open their mouth up really wide so that, they show you.
The
Exactly. They say, hey, I've got a lot of these teeth and I'm not afraid to use them. Or they've also been known to play possum. Or they'll actually pass out and play dead. Which it's good acting because they even start to smell bad. They start to emit a smell from their body that almost smells like they're dead, they're dying.
I've heard that they could do this for a few minutes, or could play dead for up to 12 hours. Is that accurate?
Yeah, they can, depending on the level of threat. Usually they do that with things that are much bigger than they are. So yeah, it just depends. Yep, like people, coyotes, sometimes too, as well.
Well, thank you, Melissa, for telling us all about these Virginia possums.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching this week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next week.